This is the Arena Sports Show. I go by the name of Clauiee Grace Mpanza. Always alongside me is my favorite influencer, Mahlatse Mphahlele, and we're excited to bring you an episode where we preview the Betway Premiership as it's about to kick off this weekend. We had a chance to spend a little bit of time with the coaches yesterday and, of course, some of the journos in the industry just to prick their brain and find out exactly how they're feeling ahead of the season. Please also do indulge us as to how are you feeling, what are your expectations, who perhaps is going to be the surprise package, right? That's what we want to know. The influencer is a little bit under the weather, but besides being under the weather, how are you doing?
We're pushing.
You're pushing.
Yeah.
Critical but stable.
No sore throat formed against me that is going to prosper.
Oh.
We're going.
No,
I'm good.
Let's go for it. It's good to have you alongside us. A lot has been happening in the world of sports, so let's quickly get into what's in your top stories.
Former Orlando Pirates captain Lakile Khwati has praised the club's management for making 19-year-old Begezeli Mbogazi as one of their vice captains. Mamelodi Sundowns coach Mikel Cardozo has acted coy when asked about the futures of key players Kuliso Mudau, Lucas Ribeiro and Peter Shalili at the club. Rashi Rasmus says the Springboks are gearing up for a testing rugby championship campaign against New Zealand, Australia and Argentina, which kicks off at Ellis Park on August 16.
Certainly a lot has been happening in the world of sport, which makes it a tad more difficult to try and choose the star of the week. Who has impressed you, influencer?
Let me go for the Bulls. I think that big win against the Sharks last weekend.
Yeah.
I know it's only Currie Cup, but winning by that big margin against your rivals, something that is very important. And maybe also was impressed with the way Pirates played in their first match against.
A special mention to
a special mention to Pirates. I think they were dominant. They played well, and also Sundowns. But my main star of the week is the Bulls.
All right.
Let me ask you, what is your star of the week?
The delay, my guy.
I always don't get this right.
Yeah, I know you're too harsh on the brakes. Eh? You're not smooth with it, my guy. But anyway, I'm glad you did answer my star of the week. Interestingly enough, it's not in motorsport. Oh. It's in football this time around. And so I'll start with my special mention, right? Okay. My special mention would be Coach Preseason Makayo. And I think more than anything, the reason why I say this, when I get to my star of the week, you'll get to it, right? So I love when people trust the process, where you're not rushing, because sometimes you see an end product and you think, oh my goodness, okay, that looks great. But then when you go deeper and you really look into the process as to what this person has been doing, it's incredible. I mean, you look at Preseason, 15 years at Orbit, and really he's been building with this team. So I find that quite incredible. So, but my star of the week is Nethemba Padela, who also, he's been building. I mean, he's a young coach. He's been trusted now to coach Chipa United. He was at Cape Town. He was with Mamelodi Sundowns. And he also, of course, was at Wydad as well. So I'm really loving the story currently in the Betway Premiership where, the young people, and relatively, of course, our special mention, he's not that young, but you get relatively young in the Betway Premiership. So it's great to see the young coaches are going to do well this season. And, of course, then that leads me to my next question to you, influencer, as to, I mean, we got to spend time with 16 coaches yesterday. Who would you say speaks the game well? Who were you impressed by from the 16 yesterday?
Before I answer that, I think on Badela, the interesting thing about him is that his first match against Sundowns.
I know, I know. It's going to be a crack of a game.
I don't think, the way they left Sundowns with Coach Ulani, was not really on the best of terms. It will be interesting how that turns out. How that turns out. And with Coach Preseason, the guy is full-time employed by the college.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't know how he's going to manage juggling his full-time job and becoming a full-time coach.
He joked about it. He was like, it's going to remain the same, but I think it should change.
Something is going to have to give. He can't do it. These days, professional football coaches, you are at the club at 8 o'clock in the morning and you leave at 5. It's not those things of going there, train for 2 hours and then you leave.
Yeah.
He's going to find it very challenging. There's a lot of traveling around. I think they need to find a way as how they are going to do it. Maybe they give him a leave of absence, because I can imagine he'll probably be careful of not wanting to resign from the job there.
Yeah.
You can resign there after 3 games, they fire you from the club, and then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So they will have to find a way how they negotiate around. I mean, they navigate around that one. It's going to make it for interesting. To answer the question, who speaks?
So clearly, you like my stars of the week.
Yeah. No, I think. You know,
Thank
yeah,
you,
I think it's- I
thank
think,
you,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, thank
You're
you.
on the money there.
Yeah, listen, appreciate it.
The guy who speaks a good game, I always, I mean, you know, I like Puti.
Yeah.
Puti Mohafe. And I think one of these days I need to sit down with him and just really, you know, get more from him. He's a fascinating character. He just gets on with business. He doesn't complain. He just works with what he has.
Can I tell you what he said that I liked?
Yeah.
There's a part where he was talking about how he hopes that they're going to be part of the interesting book, and I thought,
Yeah, he
man,
says they're writing a book.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
writing a book, and I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
just playing with words like that. So I like that.
Yeah, he doesn't complain. He goes on with the business.
Yeah.
He's not a coach who has got a big budget to buy big players. They're always targeting players who are out of contract. I enjoy listening to him. Coach Mangoba, sometimes I know he rubs people the wrong way, but also he talks a good game.
Yeah.
Badela, people will get to hear a lot from Badela also, because he's a young technocrat,
Yes.
kind of, with due respect, but Coach Rulani light in a way.
Yeah.
You know, he's from that Coach Rulani school of football. He's also someone who's very, very interesting. And, you know, obviously, this new Pirates coach also, we asked him the other day, what is his football philosophy? He says the slides of how he
90
unpacks
pages,
90 pages on the line.
Yeah.
You know, and him is also interesting because he was a big footballer during his day. He played in the Premiership for Fulham, played for some of the big teams in Europe.
What do you think of his aura, though?
Yeah, I think he's calm. For media, in terms of media relations,
Yeah.
he's a little bit much better than Coach Jose Rivero. Coach Jose Rivero was more, he sort of wanted to shut people out. He played these guys very close to his chest. He didn't want people encroaching in his personal space. Yeah, Abdel Salam, he's more open. He responds to a lot of questions. And I think he will be a good addition for the club. He speaks like he understands what he has gotten himself into, coaching Pirates, which is a big club and that kind of thing. And with the Chiefs coach, you know, the problem with the Chiefs coach is because of the translation. You know, I think maybe sometimes the message gets lost with the translation because obviously he struggles with his English, being a French-speaking person. So yeah, sometimes we really don't know if the translation is actually what he says, because from time to time when the translator is translating, you can see he keeps on trying to correct him. Maybe he's not translating the way, whatever he's saying. So yeah, but I mean, you know, you've got a lot of guys who really speaks very well in the league, yeah.
But you know what I thought was class with Nabi? And I thought, man, really impressive from him. So after getting off stage, literally went to go shake all the coaches, moved from the other side and went to go sit next to Coach Arthur Zwane. So he clearly also has a lot of respect for Coach Arthur.
Yeah, he's a bit of a maverick also, you know. He likes the limelight, you know. He likes to, when everybody's sitting, he'll be standing around and, you know. So I think he also likes the cameras and, you know, when the cameras are on, that's where he sizzles. He's an interesting character. The other day, last season, he was on a red card. So he was sitting with us in the media box and when the match was playing, because he couldn't sit on the bench. And we just didn't record him. The swear words, the kicking of tables and chairs, and you know, he was just, he's a very, very emotional guy. And you know, when the players were making mistakes, he was colorful and animated and all that kind of stuff.
For sure.
And, you know, so he's also somebody who, I guess, you know, you would just love to sit with him and just really pick his brains, and because you can see he doesn't give much in press conferences. A fascinating character, yeah. And I really, for his sake, wish that he gets an easier run this time. There's not too much pressure, and the results come, and you know, he has less stress, because you can see that he's stressed because of the results are not coming at the club, you know. But yeah, it was nice being out with the coaches the other day.
It definitely was. And one thing that's always interesting for me, I hope the same goes for you, is that players always go about the coaches that improve them. And that's how you really rate a coach. Yes, we see the accolades, we see the wins that are important, the results, but also how players get better is a big talking point. So when you look into the 16 coaches, who do you think is going to have that influence on the players, and which players are you looking to see to improve?
There's a lot. Pirates have signed a number of players who they did well wherever they were. I mean, you can think of Kwaiba, Moremi, and all these other players. And I'm not in any way suggesting that they were not well coached where they come from, but Pirates is a bit of a step up. I think the coach will have a lot of work to try and make them consistently perform at the level of Pirates. You must remember there's also Champions League, which is going to test a lot of these players. Padela at Chiba.
Yes.
He will have a number of players, mostly younger players, who are not tested at this level, the way they are going to be coached. And also sometimes, I guess, you can be coached, but the issue becomes, as a player, are you coachable? Because players, you must also be coachable.
For sure.
There are certain players who are not coachable. No matter how hard the coaches work on them, they just don't get it. Chiefs also, I'm interested in this Flavio guy. From what I've seen during preseason, I'm not quite convinced. I think the jury's out. But the coach has spoken about him, saying that maybe he needs a bit of chance.
Yeah.
He comes from a league which is not reputable in terms of football, but a lot is being said about him. They will have to coach him and make him really make a meaningful impact in the team. At Sundowns, I'm interested to see how someone like Lebo Mutiba will fit into the system.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the way he played at the Club World Cup. You could see the experience, a guy who coming from overseas. The other coach who was there yesterday was Lehlolo Sema from this Welele FC.
Quite the character.
Yeah, he's another guy who he does well, but he doesn't stay at clubs. He moves around a lot. Most of the players they have, they're super sport players, so you don't see too much move from the way super sport used to do things, because you remember they still have got Andre Arends as the assistant coach, Grant Johnson as the goalkeeper coach, so that super sport thing will still be there. They'll move a little bit away from that because Coach Siema comes from a different school of football.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for some interesting stuff from most of these teams. Chess Galaxy also did not go big in the market. It's another team where they don't have money to buy players. They also rely on free transfers and those kinds of things. So it's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. But you feel Sundowns will be strong because they didn't have too many distractions. But I guess we can talk more about Sundowns later.
We definitely will. Saleng is a player that's on everyone's lips, and Coach Pogiso speaks very fondly of Saleng, and I love how he's backing him and really saying that, no, he's our captain and he's in a good space and he's fitting like a glove at Orbit College right now.
Yeah, he comes a long way with this coach while he was still a player coming through. I'm just not sure about the environment, but he's a big player. He's somebody who is a leader now. A lot of younger players at that team will have to look up to him. He sort of have to take responsibility of being somebody who does the right thing. Saleng is an interesting personality.
He really is.
He doesn't talk much. He's very quiet, and I think the stuff that happened at Pirates last season really affected him. We did ask the coach as to did he have to maybe also seek help from professionals to try and get him in the right frame of mind, and they are saying he's fine. He's able to have left Pirates to be there now where he can be freer, where he can play. And if the environment is good, he starts playing. It can only be good for him and also for the team, because a new team coming into the PSL now is always very difficult to sort of get going. When you are playing against teams that are established, the same challenge will be for Durban City.
For sure.
But they've got an experienced coach. I see they're releasing players now. They've sent Domingo and a number of other players. No doubt, I think, is there also. The Darren Kidd from Cape Town City has joined. Julian Hlatso, I think, is there. Those typical Gavin Hunt players.
Of course. You'd be surprised if you don't see them.
Yeah, so you'll see they'll be competitive. It's a shame that they will not be playing at Peter Marisbeck. They They used to be a difficult team to beat than Pietermaritzburg, you know,
Yeah.
with that thing of Real Mamkize and moving and, you know, they are going about with a new name now. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of happening in this season and, you know, we really cannot wait for the season to start.
We definitely cannot wait. And well, one thing that everybody wants to know rather is that will Mamelodi Sundowns get the 9th consecutive title? Well, only time will tell, the log will tell. But what we know for sure is that we saw youngsters in the MTN8. So let's find out what Coach Miguel Cardoso has to say about those youngsters as we look ahead of the Betway Premiership.
People think that because you win regularly or because you have good players ahead and because there were lots of trophies before, there's an easy job ahead. It's not exactly like that. It's I've been in both sides, and it's tough to fight without resources, but it's very tough also to fight to win every match. It's a mission that I obviously embrace excitingly, but with a sense of responsibility and how you need to perform every day since you wake up until you go to sleep, so that you can indeed put the players not only in the right mindset, as your question suggests, but also in order to have them on the level that only that allows to win consecutively and look forward and win again. So, well, pretty excited everybody in the clubs with the new season, new energy, and only the strong character of the players can take us to a new victory for sure.
One thing that's pretty cool about Cardoso is not only does he speak the game well, but he also dresses really well, influencer. Talk about a prim and prop coach from head to toe, whether he's wearing a tracksuit or a suit. I know he delivers as well.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy who won't be arrested by the fashion police.
I like that. But talk to us about the youngsters and really the stability. I mean, now there are talks of the likes of Shasha, Ribeiro, and of course Sailor as well, possibly leaving the club.
Yeah, it was refreshing to see that it's almost going to the direction of Pirates now. It was nice to see Mabena coming on and playing.
Yeah.
The Sundowns fans like him.
The country likes Mabena.
Yeah, you know, so I hope he stays injury-free. He plays. He will get opportunities if he's injury-free. Because remember, the Under-20 World Cup is coming in Chile.
Yeah.
In a few months' time, and you know he missed that AFCON Under-20 because of injury, and he will definitely be part of that squad that's going to the World Cup if he's fit. Letlagu, also another young player who will get opportunities at Sundowns this season. But obviously, given the nature of how Sundowns are, I don't think that they will get starting places. They'll have to settle for cameo appearances coming in the second half, and which may be good or bad depending on how you look at it. Because sometimes these younger players, you want them to come into matches, maybe when the team is under stress, to see how they can rescue the team, like they did with the Mfukens and stuff, who start matches and help Pirates to win games.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not good for younger players to always come when the team is comfortable, they're winning nicely. They need to be tested when things are not going well. But overall, they will get minutes, and that's what makes me happy. It's going to be that Sundowns are taking the line is very competitive. You've got Tasrich, you've got Jaden, you've got Mshishi, you've got Alende. I don't know what's going to happen with Ribeiro. You've got those types of players who, for a younger player with less experience, it's going to be very difficult for them to come through. But when you look at Sundowns overall, they didn't have too many disruptions. I think they will continue to be strong. I don't want to say it now as what's going to happen. Let's watch for the next 5 matches of the season. I will come back and I'll tell you what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I want to see how other teams are shaping up, especially Pirates and Stellenbosch and Skukune, because they were sort of the top teams of last season. But the Sundowns will be fine. Obviously, there's an issue with Peter. If Peter leaves, it will be a mess, but they do have Sales, who has been given opportunities. So it wouldn't be a hammer blow if he leaves. There's a concern around Ribeiro. If Ribeiro leaves, I think it perfectly sets up Mshishi very well to play in that number 10 creative role. I don't think they'll be worried too much about that. We still have got Jaden Adams who can play there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it will be too much of a problem for them. My main worry will be Saila Khuliso Mdau. If Khuliso leaves, they will have to find someone who can play that right back role. I saw on Saturday at the MTN 8 match, Pasadine came and played on the right, and I just don't think that he's a guy who can play and function properly at right back. That's one area where they may have problems, but everywhere else they are fine. I don't think they'll have problems.
All right, so on that note then, because Sundowns doesn't have a budget issue, where do they get the best right back to go fit in like a club at the Sundowns system?
Yeah, it may be a bit tricky now because of clubs have done their pre-seasons and all those kinds of things, and really, so if I look around the league, obviously they can't get anyone from Pirates or Chiefs, because of the rivalry.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to say who is the right back who jumps out really who can go to Sundowns and play there. I really don't know, unless if maybe they go on the continent. The other thing is, China is playing now there. Maybe it may be worth going to look for a right back at Chen. Chan also gives you an African player who can help in the Champions League, because I think our teams, as I've said it before, needs to really start looking at investing in African players because of Champions League. I'm happy that Pirates have got this Mariko guy from Mali. I think there's something there.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about him when we get to Pirates. But yeah, for Sundowns, I don't think they'll have too many problems. Sundowns really. I mean, you look at the bench that they have there.
So you see another 9th title?
I'll talk after 5-6 games. I don't want to say now.
All right, cool. On that note, let's quickly move over then to the Pirates coach, Abdeslam, just to find out as well, of course, what he has to say in terms of the pressure and how big of a club Orlando Pirates it is.
When you come to Orlando Pirates, it's a history. You have to know how this club has been built and how people have been working hard to reach the targets and to reach the level that they have now. Orlando Pirates is more than a club. It's more than a club, and we can say that in Spanish is más que un club. So a lot of expectation, a lot of proudness when we reach that club, and everybody has to be focused and to work and to be professional. But the first thing that the chairman told us, that every steps, all what you are doing when you play for Orlando Pirates is monitored. So we know. So we have to be very professional and to give our best for the clubs.
When you look into Orlando Pirates, I mean, you have to also make a special mention to Escudini, the fans who continuously to show up. And I mean, when you looked into the MTN 8, the fans were buzzing. It was electric influencer. So come Saturday, the same thing is expected. Talk to us about, of course, Pirates, your expectation this season. And really, will they be able, I know you say you won 5 games, right? But looking on paper, the quality that they have, can they finally stop the Mamelodi Sundowns dominance train?
The key theme for Pirates is depth. They have depth.
Finally, we can say that, right?
Yeah, I think they've signed quite enough. I think they've signed, 12 or something like that players. Though they have depth, I've always said you can be blamed well for your club. When you come to Pirates, it's another story. And I think the coach will be praying every night to say maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 of those players that have signed can live up to expectations, because it's very, very difficult to come to Pirates and really replicate the performance that you used to dish out when you were at your former club. I hope they get it right. We asked the coach also at that launch of the Betway Premiership that you always hear coaches talking about the happy players are playing players. He's got a lot of players who he has to try and all make them all happy. It's not going to be an easy thing. So the back room dynamics are going to be very key.
For sure.
You just saw over the last weekend, Mahopa didn't start. They were not even in the team. Mabasa was not even there. Talent was not there. A lot of players were not even in the team.
Yeah.
And those are players who were key players last season. I don't know what was the reason. Maybe it's injuries or what, I don't know.
Yeah.
If those players are back, it's going to be very difficult. And also, he looks to like Radio Pane.
The radio man is top though, eh?
He's a young player who has been in the Frenchies for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
If he comes through, that will be good for them. He was very busy at the weekend. Unfortunately for a striker, you have to score goals, and if he doesn't score goals, that will be a big problem.
True.
He has got proven guys who scores goals in Mahopa and Mabasa in the team. So if something doesn't go right, he will have to change, unfortunately. So in that sense, it's good also that he's showing confidence in this young boy.
Yeah.
The one thing that intrigues me about Pirates is I don't know how sustainable is Maswanganyi and Buli in the same team. I watched that match and you could see the way, obviously I guess sometimes coaches pick teams because of the opposition. You can't play the same against everybody.
For sure.
Because different oppositions brings different challenges.
Yeah.
I saw that Ntuli and Sipo were more of sitting.
But the little kid is dope, hey?
And holding. I don't know that you can get away with playing Sibumbule as a holding 6 when we are playing against stronger opposition, because he will be tested a lot. He'll probably have to change it at some stage.
They play Kukune, right? Their first game.
Yeah, the first game.
So then, what are you then saying? Does Tito sit it out, or do you try them out again, the both of them, that being Sipo and Tito?
Yeah, because for me, if Talent is fit, then I will go Ntuli and Talent.
Oh.
Yes, as my holding midfielders. Or if Makaula is fit, because I know Makaula ended last season with a terrible injury. If he's back, I'll go with what they had last season. I'll go with Makaula and Talent as my double pivots, sitting and protecting the midfield. And then I'll take Master Chef. I'll make it my number 10.
Yeah.
Then Apolis on the right. Relay on the left.
I'm looking forward to this game because I was talking to the midfielders, Kukune United, I mean, we've had Figo as well here, right? And we all know how well they speak of MasterChef. So I can already imagine the conversations leading to this game between...
It will be very interesting.
It's going to be an interesting battle if the coaches give us that.
Yeah. So, the balance is going to be very difficult. And I mean, as the season progresses, obviously, Maswanganyi is an emotive issue for Pirates fans. They want to see him play.
That's emotive.
Yeah. He's an emotive character for Pirates fans.
So it's not a skill thing, it's emotive.
No. I'm just saying, Pirates fans are emotional about him. He elicits that type of emotions from Pirates fans. He's a top player. But I just don't think that as the season progresses, you can really play them together. For sure. And also, even in the Champions League, where you are going to find different type of competition, maybe even better players to compete against this. It's going to be very difficult. For me, I think the best way to go about it, it will be to have double 6 Mbata and Ntuli, maybe for now. And then have Relo on the left, have Apollos on the right, and have Master Chef cooking there as a more, some guy who will have a little bit of freedom going forward and coming back to assist whenever he's needed to assist. Up front, persist with Radio Pane, give him a chance, because sometimes players need a sustained run. You have to back the guy and see how he goes. If he doesn't come up with the goals, then unfortunately we'll have to change. But for now, show faith and back him, and the more he plays, the more he can get better. But obviously, if Mahopa is not playing, it's bad for the national team because the national team coach likes him. No, it's not bad for the national team. Hugo will call you whether you're playing or not. That is one thing that's guaranteed. So that's another thing. That's the problem with Pasadena and Sundowns. If he's not playing, there's going to be a problem for the national team.
But influencer, you have to admit though, there are players we know that Coach Hugo will play. Whether like we are Dale Club Binyako or CBC is one of them.
You go more
Yes. And I think the same will go for Evidence because he trusts them. Like
but he dropped him the last camp, Evidence, so when they went to Polokwane, so because he was not playing much, but I think wrapping up on the Paris issue, they will be strong. I also love to see this coach coming out of his shell, showing us what he can do. He's a good coach, and also I guess a point of reference, having been a big player himself for the national team and for the clubs he played for.
For sure.
So Paris will be strong. They'll compete.
Yeah.
And I think they'll also be competitive on the continent because of the depth that they have. So Sundowns must keep on watching over their shoulder because Paris mean business this season.
They definitely do. Unfortunately, we can't get to all the teams, but now when you look into the rest of the clubs in the Betway Premiership influence, I mean, talk to us about expectations. And you touched briefly on Durban City as well, but having listened to a coach like Rowan Fernandez in terms of the goalkeeping coach, I mean, he speaks well. He speaks about how they want to go to Mbombela Stadium against TS Galaxy to make sure that they're not just checking the register, but they actually get the results. Stellenbosch as well, having spoken to Coach Steve Barker, who is absolutely brilliant as well. I mean, you had the honor of talking to him and Molisane as well. So talk to us about expectations from the rest of the teams. We spoke about Nabi as well.
Yeah, the other team that is very exciting for the league of South African football is Stellenbosch. Molisane said, no, we are not punching above our weight. We deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And thinking about it now, I think he's correct.
No, they do.
They've been consistent, and also one of the things that they do right at Stellenbosch is scouting.
Oh, top.
Out of the players that they've signed, his name just escapes me now. They've signed a boy from Milford who was the leading goal scorer in the NFD last season. And I'm saying it now that Pirates and Chiefs and Chiefs and Sundowns must start saving 20 million to buy that boy. Because he's going to go to Stellenbosch. He's going to
the other club doesn't have to save 20 million.
It's already there. Because that's what they do. Sometimes they don't look close enough. Stellenbosch will always look, find, give opportunity, then sell. That boy will be sold for a lot of money at the end of this current season. He's a very good striker.
For sure.
I've spoken to a couple of people who watches the NFD closely, coaches and staff. They speak very highly of him. And Stellenbosch will give him a stage. They'll give him a stage. They'll give him opportunities. He will play. They lost Pasadena. They went to Austria, I think. They found a left back there. Somebody who, obviously we don't know much of the guy. They lost Ntuli, but they will replace. They always have got good players coming from the DDC to come to the first team and compete there. So I'm excited to see what they can do. TS Galaxy. Also, you really never know what you'll get from them. They didn't sign too many players this season. I guess, it's just an issue of not even really enough financial resources to be able to buy players. But they also look, the owner is a former agent. He knows where to look. They sign players where nobody's looking, and they will be strong. And you have got the new teams that have been promoted now. Durban City, Siwelele. I really don't know.
When you say,
yeah,
I know.
I really don't know. I hope they do the right things. I hope they don't disappoint. Because you don't want to play with the feelings of the people from the Free State. The people of the Free State are looking for something that can come anywhere near Bloemfontein and Celtic. And this is that thing.
But isn't it nice, having teams, I know, sorry to interject, but you've got Free State, you've got Northwest, you've got Mpumalanga, these are provinces that are just, nice.
So we'll have a trip to go to the Northwest, we'll have a trip to go to the Free State. It's sad about Cape Town because now they only have got one team, which is a problem for Stellenbosch because it means they'll be traveling this side a lot. And I don't know, financially to test them. It will be heavy also on the bodies of the players every week you are traveling. But they'll have to find a way. That's why, you have to have
Yeah.
experience, fitness, and conditioning people at the club to make sure that players are loaded properly. So that's good. Polokwane City.
Of course, your guy.
My man
Your
there,
guy.
he's always cooking.
Yeah.
He says
You started well, though, eh?
Yeah, I started well last season, and then
Yeah.
things went because I guess, when you really don't have the quality, you'll always falter.
Yeah.
But to their advantage, it's good to start well, get points in the bag, so that when things go wrong, you still have a cushion of having done well in the first round. Teams make that mistake.
Yes.
You have to start well. First season, make sure that you get many points as you can. Because also the nature of the second round is that now the picture is clearer now.
Yeah.
You know that you are avoiding relegation, or you want top 8, or you want to chase after Sundowns. Teams will come strong in the second round. And if you didn't get enough points in the first round, you will have a serious problem. So, yeah, I think I wish them well, Polokwane City. I like the coach. There's Magezi also there. They've got John Maduga.
Yes.
You know Maduga Bole.
Yes, Maduka boy.
One of the underrated coaches in our country.
Yeah.
And also he's unlucky because he moves a lot. And, so we've got, I'm interested in this cheaper project. 2 young coaches. They've got a young technical director in Sinisi Pomali, who's working with Bafana. So that combination of the 2 young guys who have been given that responsibility also is very, very exciting to watch.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was actually thinking about it. That's the lovely thing about Cheaper as well. Thabo September, when he left SuperSport, he was also given a chance at Cheaper. Yeah. So clearly, Mpengezi. Yes.
But the problem there is that they take a small bag.
Don't unpack. That's the only thing. You take your bag and leave it there.
Because, at some stage we felt the combination of Coach Kopo and Coach Thabo September was doing well for that club.
Yeah.
Boom, they're gone. Where is Morgan Mamila? Mr. What do they call him? Mr. That's the name that he goes by. He was also there, some stage coach in the team and all those kinds of. Mr. Pound for Pound, he's gone.
Yes, Pound for Pound.
So I'm told he may be looked into be given a role as a DDC coach or something like that. So maybe give these guys a coach and see how it can go. They're young guys who are fresh. They come up with new ideas. They call them the technocrats.
I
so
love
maybe
my technocrats.
That's where the football is going.
Yeah,
but don't tell that to go Coach Gavin Hunt.
He's going to ask me, am I smoking something? Are you high?
He said, why are you telling about the rest defenders? They're resting and they're sleeping. What are they doing?
But on that note, before we wrap it up, there's actually something that's pretty cool that we're excited about in terms of getting, of course, bums and seats. Bums and seats. Because we want you to be at the stadium, right? So Betway finally. And I remember influencers saying this, I don't know if it was to you or someone else, but in cricket, where you get to say, okay, fans get to win money while they're at the stadium. So catch the ball and you get yourself some whooping money. So finally, we also have it in terms of a Betway Premiership. Get to the stadium looking really, really dope. Swanise is what it's called, right?
Must I tell them?
Tell them what?
That you want something.
Yeah, Bonisile, because they didn't want to Bonisa, so let's do that. But Bonisa now is stadium, and you could win 10,000 Rand. Well, if you've got an active Betway account, you could even win more than that, right? So make sure that you go to the stadium, dressed all up in your favorite regalia. I'm looking forward to seeing it. We'll be, of course, going around also doing our fan interviews, so we'll get to see some of them.
I was wearing my big, what do you call it?
Those big glasses.
Those spectacles or goggles or whatever you call them. And,
But you look dope though.
But I didn't win. So you won. You won a nice prize, by the way.
When I win,
but I can't say it only because people are gonna start following you to rob you, knowing that you won a big prize.
It's terrible. On that note, thank you so much for giving us your time. We really appreciate it. Let us know what you're expecting this season. Big question: will Mamelodi Sundowns continue their dominance, or will Orlando Pirates finally break it? Would love to hear from you. And of course, we'll see you at the stadium, right? Let's go watch some football. Football is back, and remotes are being handed back to the owners because now you get to watch, of course, the beautiful game. So we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers, goodbye.